Crash course on Israeli-Palestinian conflict. History and background. The origins of the conflict can be traced back to the late 19th century, when Jewish immigrants began to arrive in Palestine, then part of the Ottoman Empire, with the aim of establishing a homeland for the Jewish people. This movement was known as Zionism, and it gained momentum in the early 20th century with the support of the British government, which was then the colonial power in the region. The influx of Jewish immigrants and the subsequent establishment of a Jewish state in 1948, however, led to the displacement of hundreds of thousands of Palestinians, who either fled or were forced to leave their homes. This event is known as the Nakba, or the Catastrophe, and it is considered a seminal moment in the history of the conflict. Since then, the conflict has gone through various phases, including several major wars, numerous peace talks, and ongoing violence and unrest. The core issues that have prevented a lasting peace settlement include the borders and sovereignty of a future Palestinian state, the status of Jerusalem, the rights of Palestinian refugees, and the security of both Israelis and Palestinians. Interesting stories and examples. One of the most famous incidents in the conflict is the assassination of Israeli Prime Minister Yitzhak Rabin in 1995. Rabin was a key figure in the peace process and had signed the Oslo Accords, which aimed to establish a framework for a lasting peace settlement. His assassination by a Jewish extremist is widely seen as a turning point in the conflict, and it derailed the peace process for many years. Another incident that garnered international attention was the Second Intifada, a period of intense violence that began in 2000 and lasted for several years. It was characterized by suicide bombings, attacks on civilians, and Israeli military responses, and it claimed the lives of thousands of people on both sides. The violence subsided with the building of a barrier fence wall by Israel, which severely limited access and movement of Palestinians. In recent years, one of the most significant developments has been the normalization of relations between Israel and several Arab countries, including the United Arab Emirates, Bahrain, Sudan, and Morocco. These agreements, known as the Abraham Accords, mark a major shift in regional dynamics and offer hope for a more stable and peaceful future. One of the most contentious issues in the conflict is the status of Jerusalem, which is considered a holy city by Jews, Muslims, and Christians. Israel claims Jerusalem as its capital and has annexed East Jerusalem, which was previously under Palestinian control. Palestinians, however, want East Jerusalem to be the capital of their future state. The issue has proven to be a major stumbling block in peace talks and has led to ongoing tensions and violence. The situation in Gaza, a small strip of land on the Mediterranean coast that is home to around 2 million Palestinians, is also a source of ongoing concern. Gaza is controlled by Hamas, a militant group that is considered a terrorist organization by Israel and many Western countries. Hamas has been responsible for numerous attacks on Israeli civilians, and Israel has responded with military force. The situation in Gaza has led to a humanitarian crisis, with shortages of food, water, and medical supplies. Conclusion. In conclusion, the Israeli-Palestinian conflict is a complex issue that has deep historical, political, and religious roots. The conflict has resulted in significant human suffering and has hindered the development of both Israeli and Palestinian societies. One of the most significant obstacles to resolving the conflict is the issue of security, which is of utmost importance to both Israelis and Palestinians. Finding a way to balance security concerns with the need for freedom and autonomy will be crucial in any future peace negotiations. Despite the many challenges that lie ahead, there have been some positive steps towards peace in recent years, such as the Abraham Accords and the normalization of relations between Israel and some Arab states. These developments offer some hope for a brighter future, but much work remains to be done to address the root causes of the conflict and create a lasting peace that benefits both Israelis and Palestinians. Here is a poem on Israeli-Palestinian conflict. Amidst the sands of Palestine lies a land of broken dreams, where two peoples fiercely fight for what they both believe. The land is filled with history, with stories of both joy and pain. And yet, for all the memories, it seems peace cannot be obtained. The olive trees still stand proud, But the people are filled with fear as they watch the endless struggle that has lasted for too many years. Jerusalem, a holy city, a place of hope and faith. But it's become a battleground for those seeking power and hate. The children of this war-torn land deserve a life that's free from violence and destruction, and a future filled with peace. But the conflict rages on, and the world watches with dismay as both sides refuse to budge in a never-ending display. The Israeli-Palestinian conflict, a story of sorrow and strife, a struggle for land and power that's taken so many lives. Can we find a way to bridge the gap between these two sides and help them come together and let peace finally reside? For the sake of future generations, we must seek a better way to bring an end to this conflict and let hope shine a brighter day. Start planning your next global adventure with ease and convenience with Booking.com as a great choice to plan your next trip. You can find and book flights, hotels, cars, and local attractions all in one place, and their price match guarantee ensures you're getting the best deal. Thank you for kind support our AnHub Metaverse channel, and please watch more interesting videos here.